one take this. So welcome to another video. This is going to go in sort of the mindfulness series that I'm cobbling together. The last one, we talked a little bit about discipline, motivation, and how your vision for yourself relates to that. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about self-talk, negative self-talk, positive self-talk, and specifically self-deprecating humor. And so sort of speech as an avenue of manifesting your vision for yourself. First things first, I'm not an expert. I'm not a sports psychologist. So take everything I have to say with a grain of salt, and maybe take this more as a story. And if you come away with some tools that you can implement in your own life, great. But I'm not an expert. So to start, I want to talk a little bit about vision. I think a lot of the things really fall into place or stem from having a really solid and well thought out vision of yourself. And the way this relates to self-talk, say you want to build a house. How do you talk about this house that you want to build with somebody else if you have no concept of the kind of house you want to build in your own mind? So you need to visualize the house first before you can even come up with the concept and sort of manifest it vocally. So that's the idea that I want to talk a little bit about today, and how talk, physical speech, and self-talk are very connected, and also connected to vision. So what is negative self-talk? What is self-talk in general? The term gets tossed around a lot. I remember sitting in classrooms when I was 13, 14, 15 at high performance camps, seeing Olympians speak and very high level coaches speak, which was fantastic. And this term got thrown around a lot. Positive self-talk, you gotta have positive self-talk. And I remember thinking, man, it would be great if I knew how to do that. It would be fantastic if I could just have positive self-talk. And I don't want to sort of disparage what they had to say. Being told to have positive self-talk is some of the best advice I think you can be given, but you need to be also given the tools to be able to implement that in your life. So in this, I just want to talk about one tool, speech, physical speech, and in particular self-deprecating humor. And I'll probably make a couple more videos on self-talk. I was out riding one day, and I think I was in the middle of an effort, and the dots sort of clicked in my head. They connected. A lot of people talk about manifesting things in real life. So you have an idea, well, manifest this idea. Wealth, manifest wealth. Things, physical, relationships. Well, how do you manifest stuff? Speech, physical speech. Another way I looked at this is, say you have somebody that is always putting you down in your life. You have a couple options. The most expedient of which is just to cut that person completely out of your life if you want to be a healthy human being. If they're just constantly ragging on you, putting you down, not adding any value, gone, boot. What if that person is you? This idea that speech in the physical world manifests things, well, turn that around. Look in a mirror. Your speech about yourself manifests who you are and how you think about yourself. And so this is where we sort of get into the self-deprecating humor side of things. So I had gone through a pretty rough patch, a couple years of sickness, and in 2017, 2018 was just starting to get healthy again, and 2019, 2020 was really the year where I started really focusing on this idea of self-talk and trying to change my self-talk about myself. And the first thing that I identified was this self-deprecating humor that I had developed, and it a lot of times is just a cover-up for insecurity. So that was the first thing I changed. I stopped putting myself down in jokes, or I tried to lessen it. If I was going to put myself down in any way, I would stop for a second and think, hey, is this real? There's a balance between owning up to your mistakes and just putting yourself down just to put yourself down. So I stopped doing that. I stopped putting myself down to put myself down, and it was pretty crazy how when I started to do that, or stopped to do that, how my just my physical speech, how that changed my thought process, my internal thought processes about myself on a consistent basis. How I thought about myself in relation to the world around me. My self-esteem rose, my confidence rose, my riding, we're talking about bikes here. My riding got a lot better, power numbers started going up, and just a lot happier. And not to sound like an optimist here, and this is certainly no magic bullet. It's just a tool to have in your toolbox. Why would you put yourself down? This is the question that I was constantly asking myself. Why am I putting myself down? So that was the first thing I changed. So I'm not going to drag this video out. I think I covered a lot of it. Pretty easy to identify when you're putting yourself down. Fairly easy to stop doing that. You can direct the humor elsewhere. You can just not say anything. You don't have to say anything. And I'm not talking about puffing up your chest and, walking around. I don't have big biceps. I can't flex. I'm not talking about flexing and showing off. Just stop being negative about yourself to yourself, and it will make a massive difference. So we'll talk about something else next video, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this production quality, because I'm enjoying editing with it. So ride safe out there. Ciao.